All right, everybody, back live streaming on my YouTube channel. This is really cool. Let me just fix the microphone here, make sure you guys can hear me. I think it's really cool. I'm able to reach more of my audience, more of the people I help and work with on another channel. And it's just super cool to be on YouTube. I love YouTube. I feel like I spend a lot more time on YouTube researching and putting a lot more content out there. So hopefully you guys will follow me along here and see. So I want to talk today about evolving as humans. And, you know, I'm out here today and you'll see. So pay attention to the thumbnail once you're done watching the video. But coneflowers evolve. And it's the second time I've noticed it. I didn't really pay attention to it in the past, but I got red coneflowers last year. Some are coming up purple, some are coming up red. It's like half and half. It's really cool. And maybe at the end of the video I can kind of take this and it won't be too disastrous, but I can kind of show you guys. So as humans, we need to continue to evolve. Not saying we need to change drastically and do all these things and become more and all that shit, but I really believe that we must continue to grow and we must continue to evolve and become wiser. Because if you stay still, if you're where you are, you're always going to be there. It's like you do the same thing over and over again, you're always going to get the same result. And I see that so many times when people are making career and life decisions. You know, they don't think it through a little bit more. They just kind of do a little bit of research and that's it. And then they're in the same thing. They're unhappy in the next job. They don't have any money saved up. They're hurting for cash. You're living paycheck to paycheck. And I know this because it's over 60% of Americans right now. Majority of us are just so unhappy in our jobs and so unhappy in our finances. It's really scary. So how do we get around that? I mean, how do we, in essence, evolve? And why should we? Well, evolving because we need to change with the times. I mean, so many people right now are still living paycheck to paycheck because you think about it, there's a lot more expenses going on. The cost of living has gone up. And there's a lot of gnats here, so I apologize. I just got one that flew in my ear. It's what happens when you go live and do the video outside. But basically, what I mean by that is we have cell phones now. 20 years ago, cell phones were really just coming into play. Everybody's got cable, and they've got the cable packages. You've got Sirius satellite radio. And if you look at that, you're probably talking $500 to $700 more of expenses per month than 20 years ago. That's a huge jump. That's a huge leap. And I don't think we've ever really prepared for that, or if we ever really budgeted for that. I think we're just budgeting the basics and that's it. And that's how we need to evolve, is we need to realize that, okay, you know what? I can't go out every single night and eat dinner. I can't go out every single night and get drinks and go out and have a good time. You got to limit things. I'm not saying you can't have a good time, but you have to be smart about things because you really have to save and invest for a rainy day. Oh, I got a squirrel in the tree now. And you've got to just continue to evolve that way. And the same thing in our career. So many people, again, you know, the first live stream I did, so many of you were basically, you know, are zombies. I can go around right now, take this phone and record people getting on a train. I could record people in line at a traffic light. Tomorrow's Monday. Everybody's going to look like a zombie. And that's not good. So what are we doing? We're not evolving. We're just staying stagnant. We're staying still. So the way to evolve in your career is you've got to make a decision, say, you know what, I'm unhappy. You've got to come to that realization. You've got to say, you know what, look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm unhappy. What do I need to do to change this unhappiness? When you start asking more questions, deeper questions, you're going to evolve. You're going to make change. Things are going to start happening. The pendulum is going to swing. And you're going to see different decisions happen and different experiences, and hopefully your life will change for the better. Because when I started asking those questions of corporate America, saying, okay, what am I doing here? What's specifically happening? Or why am I so unhappy? What do I need to do to become more happy? And it just came to me, I need to get out of this industry. Every 2 years I was getting laid off and all my colleagues because that was the nature of the business. So when you look at it that way, you got to ask those questions. And that's same thing with saving and spending money. You got to say, okay, what do I need to do here to save up money? What do I need to do here to invest? Specific questions and even get deeper and say, okay, what's the next step? What is the step after that? Chart it and plant goals out, because if we don't evolve, we're just going to be like we are. And, you know, in my garden, the purple coneflowers really reminded me of that. You know, again, as I said, I was gardening and I had red coneflowers last year. I bought them, potted plants, and they were red. All 3 plants came up red. And you'll see again here in the thumbnail, I'm going to post that the flowers now have purple coneflowers coming up. So it's kind of half and half. It's really neat to see that. And the reality is that the flower is evolving. Why that is, I don't know. It just chose to evolve. We don't know what flowers are or how they operate, but we know that things change and evolve, like these big trees out here you guys can see. Let me pan up here a little bit. These trees have evolved to grow 100 feet. Now, behind me here, if you can see this? Let me point over here. See this tree right here? It's a small tree. It's supposed to be like these big 100-foot tall poplar trees, right? And the problem is that the tree is dying. It's only grown not even a quarter of what it should grow. And let me just adjust this here because I know this is slipping off. And why is that? Well, because the other trees have dwarfed it. There's not enough sunlight for it. So if you can kind of see, it's evolved a little bit where it's shifting out that way a little bit. So it's growing out to try to reach the sun. So in essence, it tried, but it didn't go full force. And I saw CBS Sunday morning this morning about the redwood forest, and some of the trees were doing the same thing, but some actually continued to take off. It seemed like they forced it. Now again, we don't know what trees and flowers do, but think about that for a minute. It forced growing and shot through. And that's what we have to do. We have to continue to evolve and ask ourselves those better questions, because at the end of the day, are you just going to sit still in your life? Maybe you want to coast. But coasting isn't fun though, because you don't experience all there is to about life. You don't experience all the craziness, all the ups and downs. You've got to experience that to have a full life. You know, they talk about Senator John McCain, who unfortunately is at the tail end of his life, is not doing well, has brain cancer. But I read in the paper today, said he lived like 5 different lives, basically, or almost like 5 lives. So it's really amazing. He's lived a full life. And guys, I can't stand it when I see people like zombies going through the motions, or the people who have anger management issues where you're just so frustrated at everything that you're taking it out on the driver, you're taking it out on, you know, the train, you're taking it out on the bad service you got, when in fact it's really in reality you. So again, continue to evolve. The way to evolve is asking better questions and then starting to make better decisions. And I tell you, it's not going to all happen overnight. This magical thing's not going to happen. You're going to be a new job and be so happy. It takes time. It takes practice. It took me years to get out of debt. It took me years to figure out how I really wanted to live my life. And I struggle with that a lot. And so many of you do that. So take it from me. I just started asking a whole new series of questions instead of saying, oh, I'm just so unhappy. I just don't understand why I'm so unhappy. Why am I unhappy? What do I need to do about it? And when you take those questions to the next level, that's what's going to happen. That's when life gets exciting. That's when you start making new decisions. That's when you evolve, my friends. So this has been another wonderful live stream. I'm going to try to do these from the back deck now that it's summer as much as I can. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Somewhere down here is a little red button for YouTube. Love you guys. Live alive, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.